It's the launch of PBS Radio Festival 2009. Joining me, Gary Seven, broadcast manager. How are you, sir?
I'm exceptionally well.
What a night! Look at everybody having fun out behind us here.
Free beer will do that to people, I reckon.
Oh, come on now, come on now.
Oh, look, it's a great celebration of community radio, and PBS is an amazing station because it has so many different music programs on there. Like these days, if you said I'm going to set up a station that has blues and jazz and metal and world, everyone would go, you're mad. So that's great, but free beer helps.
Yeah. Now, well, free beer over the last 30 years helps too.
Well, maybe it's the come down and try and drink 30 beers night. I'm not really sure.
That's a good idea.
Responsibly though.
Yeah, of course, always responsible. Now, what are the plans for PBS this year? Is there anything new in the works? What's happening? Is there big news coming along?
I think all we're trying to do is make sure that in this day and age when more and more sort of corporate entities own a few things, like the newspapers are all owned by a small group of people, TV, really the special thing is just to continue to broadcast independently without having to have any big sort of corporate sponsors or government money or any of that kind of stuff. Like it's an amazing thing, community radio like PBS, Triple R, 3CR. The people really own it. You know, the people who give their memberships and whatever every year during radio festivals, they own it. They can ring up and talk to people directly. I mean, you can't do that on commercial radio, you can't do that even at Triple J, so it's really great that you can still connect with the people who actually own it and always belong to the public. You know, it's rare these days.
Yeah, now, the Radio Festival is on from the 18th to the 31st of May. What can we look forward to over the 2 weeks of the Radio Festival?
Oh, nothing. There's nothing.
Nothing at all. This interview's over.
Sure,
it's over.
I mean, I think that it's really like the ongoing, it's a celebration of all the different kinds of music that exists on PBS. There's about 50 grand's worth of prizes as well as travel and computers and bikes and passes to venues and all kinds of stuff. Everyone who becomes a member gets a free CD, so that's great. But really it's just about a celebration of a part of Melbourne's culture, I think, you know. A band can still walk into PBS, drop off their demo and maybe end up on air straight away, you know, or with an interview or getting played. It just does so hard to do that in other radio stations now, and that's the kind of stuff that we want to just see continue, you know.
Oh, and even today, for example, the spread across the board of the different genres you have. You had the Gun Street Girls is playing at the end of the night this evening. You had the Sweethearts, which is an amazing group of girls from high school. And then you also had the Detonators at the other end of the picture, and that was all in 6 hours of radio. It's amazing just to see that sort of spread over that sort of time period on a radio station that is doing so well and has been around for so long.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the interesting thing is that so many different kinds of music can coexist. You know, there's African music and there's death metal and there's all these kinds of things, and we try our best to represent as much of that as possible. There's a lot of radio stations trying to have a lot of talk. We don't really have that kind of...
free food here as well.
Food as well. We don't really have a lot of talk on PBS unless it's about music. And I really, since I've been working there in the last few months, I'm inspired by people come up to you with, have you heard this African? Have you heard this, you know, world music? Have you heard all this stuff? And it's just really inspiring the passion of the people who make the radio. If they're happy and they have good music, then you know, other people will probably hopefully hear that and enjoy that on air as well.
Yeah, great. Well,
that idiot, one of my best mates.
It's all right. It's all right. Everyone's having fun here. It is the free beer. You're right. You're right. Well, Gary, thank you very much for joining me on Melbourne Rock City, and thank you very much for letting us come down here for Rock City Networks and film the PBS radio launch.
If anybody enjoys their music, they'll check out PBS and Melbourne Rock City as well, I reckon.
And if you want to find out any more information, go to pbsfm.com.au.
Or send me a check for $1,000.
If you want any more information, go to pbsfm.org.au, sign yourself up, become a member. You can listen to it online as well, yes?
You can listen to any show radio on demand. If you missed a show, you can go back and listen to it at any time. You can stream. It's a festival of music.
There we go. Well, let's go have one of those free beers you're talking about.
Let's go and have many.
It's the launch. It's the PBS Radio Festival launch 2009 at the Transport Bar. Thank you very much for joining me, mate, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.